Good morning and welcome to Coffee with a Superstar. I am your local mortgage expert and the host of Coffee with a Superstar. This show is with real estate agents for real estate agents, where I interview the best of the best in the real estate space so you can hear what they're doing and how you're doing it. I also take the show live to our Superstars office to invite you behind the scenes of their business. So if you are an industry leader yourself in the real estate space, or you're an agent looking at taking your business to the next level, or maybe you're an agent starting your career in real estate, you will definitely learn something today from my guest, Jason Cook. And the reason I created this space is because I wanted you to hear from the best of the best, showcase the success that they're having, and inspire you to take that next level in your business. So my superstar today is Jason Cook with Windermere. Jason, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
And the reason I wanted to invite in Jason, for all of my real estate agents that are listening to the show today, you're probably very familiar with Denise Lonis, which is an industry leader, coach, life coach, business coach. She also gives her predictions of what's happening in the real estate market, and she's right almost all the time.
She has not been proven wrong lately, that's for sure.
Yeah, wealth of information. Yeah. And so Jason was recognized as one of Denise's rock stars for 2018, and definitely if he's a rock star for Denise, and a shout out Denise, hopefully you're listening today, he is definitely a superstar for my Coffee with a Superstar. So without further ado, Jason, I'd like to start out and share with our listeners today, what do you contribute your success to in the real estate business?
Well, I could not say it's not because of Denise Lonis, because it absolutely is. She's put a lot of things in place, and I know I don't want to focus just on that, because you want to give some other thoughts to the other agents out there for what's going on. But honestly, it's been attributed to her. But most importantly, what I found for myself this last year, what really helped me kind of take it another level up, which is where I wanted to go with my goals, was consistency and follow through. So, and then I like to kind of blend the two of them into consistent follow through. So the consistency part is, making sure that you're showing up. Get a daily routine and a weekly routine where it's laid out and you kind of have a plan in place. Because if you don't, you're not going to remain consistent. If you're not consistent in your activities, you're not going to be consistent in business.
So true.
Yeah. And then the follow-up, I know it kind of sounds pretty mundane and something we should really be easy at doing and just normal for us real estate agents, but following up is a hard thing to do sometimes for some of us. We get in our own way. And so making sure that when you hear something that might be of need for your client, making sure you take the time, write it down, plan it to follow up with them at another point in time. Especially when you're having like a casual conversation with somebody and they're like, oh yeah, Tommy's graduating from high school, in 2 months, and we thought about maybe downsizing and getting a condo. Yeah, we all think about that, but you've got to put it down and follow up with them very soon, be top of mind with them. And then the consistent follow through is just combining the two.
Yes.
Maintain the consistent activities and continuing to follow through.
And such great advice. I want to mention Jason talked about his coach because he does coach with Denise. And you want to find an industry leader coach because there are a lot of coaches out there. Unfortunately, it's just like any other industry, whether it's the real estate space, the mortgage space, or the coaching space. 20% do 80% of the results, and then you have your 1 percentile, the best of the best in the industry. So at minimum, you want to be with the 20% that are getting 80% of the results, not the 80% getting 20% of the results. But if you really want to make that financial investment in yourself and your success, work with the 1 percentile, the best of the best in the industry. So you have to have somebody coaching you, and you have to be strategic on who you choose to coach, because I always talk about it's observing other people, because that's really what we do and where our perception comes from. But you want to just observe the best of the best. Otherwise, your observation is creating your perception of something that really isn't going to serve you at a high level.
Great point. That's an awesome point.
Yeah. And then I love to tag on Jason what he says as well is the plan and the follow through. And if you just look at what you're going to do on a daily basis, have those small list of things that you're going to do to connect with people. Be strategic on when you're connecting with them. As Jason said, when you know there's something important happening, or they might be looking at selling or buying in another 2 years, you can set up on your database, your CRM, your contact relationship manager to trigger you when to make those calls. So I love that, Jason. but I always like to also ask the question about challenges, because everybody faces challenges. Every single day that we wake up in the morning, we're going to have a balance in our day of successes and challenges. But the best of the best in the industry is how they deal with those challenges and how they look at those. So I'd love to go back the last 12 months, let's say 2018. What was the biggest challenge that you had to overcome, and how did you overcome that?
Okay. The biggest challenge that I had to overcome in 2018, within the last year, actually kind of goes back to a couple more. And
okay.
It's really...
Let's share the three of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's go back a few years.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's been consistent. It's like, it's getting out of my own way.
Yes.
You know, we can overthink things in this business very easily. You know, oh, I don't want to call them and bug them right now this morning. I know I just talked to them the other day, but I don't want to bug them right now. Or I haven't talked to them, and we closed 2 months ago on their home, and I haven't done a good job of reaching out and just making contact. It's too late now. It's been 2 months. It's just going to be like, whatever. They're not going to want to hear from me. Getting that out of your head, that's been my biggest challenge last year, and I was able to overcome it by making sure that I had systems in place so I didn't get past those kind of time frames. And that's going to be a key thing that you're going to probably hear with me is systems.
Yes.
And that even goes back to
system girl. I know where you're at, Jason.
You have to have them all in place to make sure that you don't miss anything.
Yes.
And that was the biggest thing, getting out of my own way, because you absolutely will. From phone calls to emails, and making sure that you just don't do that.
Yes.
Write it down, set a plan in motion, and that's how I was able to do it. And you'll hear me a common theme is going to be scheduling these events and different things to make sure that you're following up with them.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that was my biggest challenge, and I think some of us probably have this, and this isn't probably the best topic. It's not going to come off sounding the best. So I'm just going to kind of say the way it is. And it's
just tell the truth, Jason.
I gotta speak on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being blatant, honest.
Yes.
I'm going to be an 11.
Okay.
So, is not taking on toxic clients or potential clients that are not going to be a good fit for either one of you.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to do sometimes when we're working with others and we really want the best for them and we're trying to do that for them. But at the end of the day, you have that instinct inside where you're thinking, this isn't really a good fit.
Yeah.
And I had a couple different opportunities last year that presented challenges, and had to just talk to the client, be honest, and say, look them in the eye and say, we're probably just not a good fit.
And I love that, Jason, and a shout out to any real estate agent that's listening today. I know we have other people that are listening, they're not agents, but I just wanted to create this space special for agents. But this is going to serve any of you at a very high level, because it's a plug and play when it comes to being successful in any industry. But for my agents that are listening right now, because I think this is even more difficult for real estate agents, is it doesn't matter if you're not doing enough business to pay your bills or not. You still have to say no to those clients that are not going to serve you at the highest level. And the reason why is because you're going to be wasting valuable time, not able to have the time, which is limited for all of us, to work with the clients that are like you, or they're going to follow your expertise. And also then you tag in the emotional stress that's attached to a client that you don't want to work with and is never going to listen to what you have to say. And wouldn't you agree too, Jason, if you get that feeling up front, that feeling is going to have a ripple effect, and it's going to compound at a very fast speed as you get further in that process. Would that be correct?
100% correct.
So this nightmare is going to get worse and worse as it goes on.
Yeah.
So you need to just let them go. And I love the verbiage that you used is, I really just don't think that we're going to be the right fit. And you have to do that. Also, Jason mentioned getting in his own way, and I think we all have that problem, and that's why I love asking this question, because your challenge is the same as Jason's challenge, which is the same as my challenge, and it's the same as everybody's challenge, whether you're a high-producing agent or you're trying to get to that next level. The challenges are the same, but listening and speaking about those and how you're addressing them. So all of us have that. We need to get out of our own way, and I think majority of that is coming from the conversation that we're having with ourselves. So really set yourself up for success. I've talked about affirmations before, not in this space, but in the coaching program that I offer for real estate agents. Which, by the way, is onetimeyourbusiness.com, and it has 15 continuing education clock hours. Give a shout out there.
You should drop the link in down below.
Yeah, there you go. Victoria will drop the link in there. Thank you so much, Jason. He's helping me one time this space moving forward. So I talk about the affirmations, which is important, but a lot of times an agent may say, well, a client hasn't heard from me in 5 years, and now I'm going to reach out and call them. And I've heard other coaches say before a script might be, I'm sorry, I haven't connected with you in 5 years. I disagree with that. Never apologize for something, because the reality is none of their business professionals have connected with them in the last 5 years. Ask yourself the last time that your financial planner, your insurance agent, your real estate agent or mortgage person has actually ever called you after a closing. So just say, hey, Jason, I was just thinking about you. It's been a while since we've chatted, and then have a reason why you're thinking about them. You know?
Exactly. That's a spot on. I had a recent conversation with a client that I had not reached out to in about 5 years, and did just that. I was driving in your neighborhood and I was just thinking about you, and how's everything going? How's life?
Love it.
They love it, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years, 10 years down the road, they're like, oh my God, Jason called me. This is so awesome.
And you know what's cool about that is I have, every now and then you'll see me post on like Facebook. I'll be like, I love getting off the phone and smiling. And I'll have clients or that it turned into friends, but I'll have that conversation and I'll literally hang up the phone and I'll be like smiling. And it's like that impact right there, just that little bit, just thinking about you, and you get something in return. It's not just because you're calling for business, but it's just calling to say hi.
Exactly.
Awesome.
You're following that plan and staying connected and following through with it. So when the opportunity presents itself, they're going to be thinking about you.
Yes, that's
Love
it.
it.
Yep.
Love it. All right, I love this question because everybody wants to know if you were going to share one marketing tip, your favorite marketing tip right now. I know it's hard to just share one, but what would that be to help take their business to the next level? My
favorite marketing tip, literally right now, is something that we are doing literally right here. Yes, is video. The live stream is amazing. I love it, especially in this environment.
We look okay live, right? You know,
I got plenty of guys.
It is what it is.
Well, and one of the things with that, and this is one of the things when I talk to other agents who are in my office that I'd like to do video, but I just don't really want to. I'm kind of afraid of it. Is implement now and perfect later. It's just, you know, you are who you are. Your voice is your voice. My puffy eyes, my croak, they are what they are. And you are people. You are people. They love you for all your imperfections and all my voice. That sounds weird, yeah, but it doesn't sound, you know, it just sounds weird to us on the recording. But it's natural. So that's my favorite marketing tip right now. Literally, if you can go live and feel comfortable, then do it. And if you don't feel comfortable being live or being the showcase of the entire video, which obviously we feel comfortable doing that, we've done it enough. Is just do something small then. Do say a listing walkthrough where you're only on the video for the first 10 seconds and say, hey, welcome to a tour of this wonderful home located in Somerset. I'd love to take you through it. And then cut it from there and then just show the video for the rest of the house. But you're getting your face to your people. That's
and
my
even
favorite
more important or most important in the real estate space, video is really important because you are an agent. You're connecting at that level with people. I once went to an agent reboot that they have every year. It's quite a few years ago. And they have a bunch of speakers that come out, and for those real estate agents, you probably know what I'm talking about. Jason definitely does from the smile on his face. It's an all-day event, and they have all these amazing speakers, and they're talking about the newest technology. And one of the speakers came up, and you know, when you go to a workshop where there's 500 people in the room and the speaker looks at you like there's no one else in the room. I get that a lot. Normally I feel really good because I'm rocking that space, but this was not that situation. He looked at me as I was the only one in the room, and in a very bad way, and he said, if you are listening to me now and you've seen yourself on video and you've decided not to do video because you don't like the way you look, get over it. Because that's how you look face to face when you're interacting with your clients day in and day out. And you know what, Jason, it was probably just a few days before there where I got on video, and that's exactly what I thought. And I decided in that moment I was going to commit. My eyes get buggy, my mouth gets crooked when I get more passionate about things. Of course, I have wrinkles like everybody else, but it's those imperfections that are different about you that you have an issue with. And after that moment, the first client that I met face to face with, guess what I could feel? I could feel my mouth going crooked when I was talking, and I thought, my gosh, my clients still work with me, it's all good. So I love that marketing tip, Jason, because it's so true.
Well, and look at this angle. This is a horrible angle for me, but I'm embracing it.
You took that angle because I actually think my hair looks better on this side today. So
see, there we go.
I'm the host, I could pick the seat, right?
Yes, exactly.
Love that. Jason, so for the agents that are listening today, and they are so inspired and motivated by listening to you and the appreciative for the success that you're sharing with them, and they were here today and they can ask you this question: what should they do to take their business to the next level? What action would you encourage them to do right now today when we drop off this Facebook Live?
So if you want to take your business to the next level, oh gosh, I would say the biggest thing would be, let me think about that for a moment. I've already said consistent in the follow through, but really what you need to do is to take it to the next level, is making sure, gosh, I was thinking about this, I'm getting a kind of a brain freeze on this. I'm gonna look at it now. I wrote something down earlier.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. The key, duh. Look at this. You can't script this.
See, Facebook Live is awesome.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Is focus on your people.
Exactly.
Okay, so making sure that your database is intact and lined up and you have a database. But more importantly, focus on those people, because if you're like me, 85% of your business, and you got to track it, you've got to track where your business is coming from. 85% comes from my sphere, which is either people that know me, and I know it's a cliche, they know me, like me, and trust me, but they do.
Yeah.
And making sure that you're connecting and staying in flow with those folks and your previous clients, not past clients, previous clients that are going to be repeat clients. I had 2 this last week that reached out to me and connected, even though it's been a short time frame that they need to relocate, and they're not past their previous clients, and now they're reconnecting. So making sure that you're focusing on them. Quality, not quantity. The pay for leads thing, I get it, and sometimes we don't have any alternative, and that's where we think we need to spend our time. But even if you've only got 30 people in your database, treat them like gold, because they are your people, and they will return it back to you. Even if they're in their dream house right now, and they're gonna be there for the next 20 years, they know people that are gonna wanna make a move, and they're going to want to come to you, and they're going to want to refer their people to you, knowing that you will treat them just like you're treating them. So focus on those, sorry.
And that's such great advice. So after our time here today, if you don't have a client appointment and something coming up on your calendar, take a few minutes and take the challenge that Jason has encouraged for you to do. Make sure you know what those numbers are. And again, if you're new in the real estate agent, you have sphere of influence. You have people that already like you, trust you, they want to help you. So get together that list. Determine how many that you can stay in contact with on a high level. And Jason, if you really want to build that A category of people, and you're actually reaching out and making phone calls to them, how often would you say, in managing the number of people, that you would want to call them on a regular basis? Not your existing clients that are looking at maybe doing something, but your database or your sphere of people that you're culturing and building those relationships with. How often would you call them? Pick up the phone and make that call.
You're making a live interaction with them. You're picking up the phone once a month.
Perfect. So then, and I totally agree when dialing with Jason. I was going to say, I wanted to hear what Jason said, but every 3 weeks to 4 weeks is the maximum that you want to let these go. These are your key people, biggest sphere of influence. So now go back and pick those people and commit to how many calls you can make a day. Can you make at least 5 calls a day? Of course you can. You're in sales. So start small, commit to making those 5 calls a day, and then you can break it down, and that lets you know how many people you can have within that group to commit to doing that on a monthly basis. So Jason, as we're wrapping up our time here to get today, outside of Denise Lonis, because obviously we know she's an inspiration to you because you're coaching with her, and he's at the highest level of coaching. Hi Denise, we've said your name a few times here if you're listening. She's just amazing. And so who else is inspiring and motivating you right now, whether it's a book that you read or somebody that you've heard speak, or because you can really find anybody on YouTube to know more about them. Who would that be, Jason?
Well, I go back to something that a certain type of training that I was given approximately 7 years ago, And it's called Ninja Selling.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of us in this area are familiar
Ninja.
with Ninja. And Larry Kendall is out of Colorado, his group and his training, and they're amazing. So if you can actually go to ninjaselling.com, and I'm not trying to plug them, but Ninja, it's amazing. Larry Kendall, Ninja, and he actually does have a book, so it's a great read. And really, it's about? It's about relationship selling. You know, yeah, we're in sales, but it's relationships, and that's where you really got to break it down to the core. If you're wanting to go from good to great in your business, you got to get in relationships, and Ninja Selling can help take you to the next level.
Yeah, and sure. Great will take you to excellence, so you're the best of the best. And you can be Coffee with a Superstar here with the Coffee with a Superstar Rockstar with Denise Lonis.
Yeah.
And Jason started out talking about the follow through and having that plan, and so Ninja will really set you up to have that plan so that you have something to follow and be able to know what that level of success. So a couple minutes, Jason, I would love to know, why do you work so hard to do what you do? What's important to you outside of business, has nothing to do with business?
Well, it comes back to family, and really wanting to be able to have a balanced life. Balance is so important. While you may aspire to go do 100 transactions a year, and that's great if you can do it. You may want to make X amount of dollars, and that's wonderful for you and for your life. And as long as you can maintain balance, and if that's what you want.
Yes.
But that's important to me. While we can be, quote, crazy busy in real estate and in this market,
yes,
really being active is more important in this market, and maintaining that balance with work, family life. As long as you stay there and that's your why and make that important. I know all talk about this, and you hear about that in coaching and just in general. Your why, it is important. Because if you don't have that motivation to wake up, to have your consistent activities, to sing down your phone, putting it on silent, having breakfast or whatever your thing is with your family, then it's going to overflow in your business, and it's going to affect everything.
So agree. And you may be going real estate, balanced life, what the heck? You can have a balanced life, and I'm here to tell you that the 1 percentile, the best of the best in the industry, have balanced lives. Now you may see some of the 20% that are doing 80% of the business that are crazy, and they're not living a balanced life, but that's really not what this conversation is based about. Now, balance may not mean that every day you have that balance of business and personal. You may have a certain time of the week, certain days of the work where you grind a little bit more, and then you take these days off, but you've strategically set up, and I love how you say, Jason, because anybody who knows me that knows I'm a really, really hard worker, and when I am on. There's no personal stuff happening, but when I'm on my personal time, I'm with my family and my friends, my phone is completely off. I am not answering text messages and emails, and I work with some of the best agents in the real estate space, and they are very demanding of my time, but they understand that I'm not available 24/7, but I am available on weekends when I'm in front of my computer and I have that block time to get in and take a look at what's happening in my business. So you can do it. You can run a successful business, high volume business, be the best of the best, and you can also be the best of the best in your personal life for your family.
Well, and you're touching on everything right there. That if you're an agent wanting to go from good to great to excellent, exactly that. And those are going to be making sure that you have systems in place, to help coordinate that. And then maybe not doing the activities that you can have somebody else do. Maybe transaction management. That was one of the, the other element to my success last year is having somebody else manage the transaction. That doesn't mean you're just giving it away. You're checking the T's, you're dotting the I's and all that stuff. But you have somebody else that's kind of doing the paperwork. You double check it, they double check you, and to manage that. That's a huge thing.
Oh my gosh, it's so huge. And my coaching program that I do for real estate agents, my One Time Your Business 8-week burn, which by the way is virtual and online, so no matter where you're at in the country, you can attend. In week 6, I talk about embracing your strengths, and that's all around team building. And those high-level activities is all you should be doing, and managing a transaction is not a high-level activity. You build the system, you build the platform to ensure that it's at the highest efficiency level, and then your team is a plug and play to manage that process. So, so important to be able to have a high business model as well as have a high quality of life as well.
Very important.
Well, Jason, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Cheers
Mike's
to
pleasure.
our
Cheers.
Coffee with the
Thanks.
Superstar.
Yeah.
I really appreciate. We gotta take a drink when you cheers, right?
Hey, look at me.
Yes, there we go. I really thank you for taking time out of your day to allow me to interview you and to share the wealth of information that you have with the agents that are listening today. And I just congratulate you on all your success and wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. And hopefully, I'm absolutely positive we did this. I'm sure at least one agent out there has gotten something from this.
Yes.
And honestly, that's exactly what it's for.
That is
and
exactly
if they
what
reach
it's
out
for.
to you to do some coaching, great. Or if they just watch this and said, all right, I'm getting out of my own way.
Yes.
I'm going to try a video for
Yes.
10 seconds. Go for it.
I
It's
love
awesome.
that. I love that. So thank you to all of you for being here. And yes, hopefully at least one of you has taken one key thing away that can help you, inspire you to take action. I will be at a new location next Monday for my next Coffee with a Superstar. And shout out to Victoria behind the camera. Thank you for everything that she does to put this production together. And keep me in mind, all of your real estate agents out there for mortgage needs. I would love an opportunity to work with you. Have a great day for everybody. Thank you.